Wild child Kim has a magnetic attraction to Frank.
It was hot, it was steamy, it was fun, it was caring.
They both looked very, very nice and very happy.
He loved her, but things would change drastically.
These polar opposites eventually repel each other,
She loved those kids dearly, and it just set her over the edge.
Stay out of my life.
leading to unspeakable violence.
He was swearing like a sailor, and he actually threatened me.
Stop calling me.
I was angry, and I felt that I had every right to be angry.
Hey, let go of me!
I think he was obsessed with her.
I remember feeling that the world basically was over.
Love may be blind and marriage bliss, but divorce is murder. Many young people flock to the Sunshine State for a new beginning. Indiana native Kim Baldwin is no exception. By 1990, the 25-year-old has carved out a nice life for herself in Fort Myers, where she works as a medical assistant.
She was very pretty. She was outgoing, sociable. She liked to laugh and have a good time.
Kim would be there for anybody. She would help her friends out in the middle of the night.
But life hasn't always been so sunny for Kim. She had a tough childhood back in Indiana.
They drank a lot, and they would just leave Kim by herself. She would be wandering the neighborhood, and people would feed her and kind of look after her.
Eventually, Kim falls in with the wrong crowd.
She was living under a bridge with some other street kids, and she started to do alcohol and drugs.
There's not much promise for her at home, so at age 19, she sets off for Florida. And after about a year there, she takes an important step in cleaning up her life. She joins Alcoholics Anonymous. This is where she catches the eye of Frank Parker. Frank is a young, hard-working electrician from Maryland who also came to Florida seeking a new life for himself.
He had a smile that went from ear to ear that would just, when he smiled, his eyes twinkled.
Very energetic kind of guy, but private, but a good worker, very good worker.
Frank isn't in AA himself.
My father was taking his brother to an AA meeting, and from what I know of, and I've been told, that's where they first met.
Oh, hi. You're Tim's brother, aren't you?
Yeah. Hi,
Hi.
I'm Frank.
Kim.
Kim. Nice to meet you.
Frank just wasn't one of those to go out and go talk to somebody. He was more of an introvert.
The two hit it off right away, and Frank works up the nerve to ask her out.
Can I maybe buy you coffee or something?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like that.
All right, cool.
There's something you should know.
Kim comes as a package deal. She has 2 kids, a 1-year-old named Mitch and 7-year-old Terry. Unfortunately, she hasn't seen Terry for a while. Kim got pregnant at age 16, back when she was still running wild. She knew she was too young and too messed up to raise a child properly, so she gave Terry to the father's family to bring up before leaving for Florida.
So we had custody of Terry from the time he was about 2.5 years old.
Once in Florida, Kim meets another man who leaves her soon after she has another baby.
The father of her second son was gone. She was on her own.
When she gets sober, the single mom still hopes for love.
Kim was looking for somebody, but it would have to be somebody that's going to accept her child.
Children are just fine with Frank. He loves kids and doesn't care about her past.
He adored kids, he loved kids. Frank always wanted to be a father.
They would laugh and have a good time with the kids. And I don't know, they were just happy together. They were happy.
Wanna go again?
At first, they seem like an unlikely pair, the shy loner and the extrovert. But Kim has a way of getting Frank to open up.
Kim brought people out of their shell. She would ask them stuff about themselves. She would listen to people.
And this is how Kim discovers they have much in common, including a troubled childhood.
Frank grew up with 3 other brothers and 2 sisters. It was a tumultuous relationship at his home. My understanding is his father was an alcoholic.
You know, I never told anyone this before, but I didn't have it easy when I was a kid either.
Well, hey, the good ones always survive.
I guess you're proof of that.
Their bond grows deeper. Against all odds, they seem like the perfect fit. Life is good.
The relationship progressed fairly quickly.
Less than a year after they start dating, Frank injures himself at work and needs some help. Kim immediately takes charge of the situation.
Here's your iced tea.
She insists he move in with her so that she can take care of him. To Frank and Kim, the next move is obvious.
It was a small wedding, but it was nice. She had a little white dress, and she had flowers in her hair, and they both looked very happy. She just loved Frank so much. He was so great. He was good to Kim's son, and they were just a family, and they got along beautifully.
Psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser and forensic psychologist Brian Russell see a strong couple, but one with potential problems.
Kim and Frank have a lot going for them at this point. They both have a shared history of struggle, and so they're looking for some stability. And Frank is having some medical issues, and how perfect Kim is in the helping profession.
Kim seems to have sort of thrived on instability in her life. Frank seems to have been quite stable, and we often see people who have thrived on instability be attracted initially to more stable people, but then for that attraction to wane fairly quickly as they become bored with the more stable person.
Frank is an introvert. Kim is an extrovert. And even though that can be really great because they can pull each other into more of a balance, it can also be polarizing. It can make them have conflict. It's always challenging when you are bringing children from another relationship into a new relationship. However, Frank seems like the perfect guy to fill those shoes. Frank wants to be a father. He seems to be willing to take Kim's son and treat him as his own. And so that could be a great situation for both him and Kim and her son.
2 years after tying the knot, Kim and Frank have their first child together, Graham.
He was a very kind and caring father.
I had always seen Frank as not only a father, but a daddy, and there's a big difference between the two. He would change their diaper and everything. He was a hands-on daddy. He took care of those children.
Frank is determined to be the best dad he can be. The problem is, Kim doesn't agree with his methods of child rearing.
It's fine, trust me. Come on, let's go back to bed, okay?
Kim knew everything. She knew it all with children, but she would most certainly think that she knew more than Frank did when it came to raising children.
Kim insists she has more experience at being a parent.
Okay, you actually have to put some food inside the baby's mouth.
I mean, it's happening.
Okay, you know what? Let me do it. You do the dishes.
For the first few months of Graham's life, Frank gives in to Kim.
And after you do the dishes, can you go to the bank and make a withdrawal and then pick up some groceries?
I would say she had a dominant personality. She did like to be in control of things.
He would do what she wants, and that would be it. He would just do it rather than cause more problems.
But doing things Kim's way isn't limited to just diapers and dishes.
The kids, finances, cleaning the house. She just wanted everything her way. It was beginning to be a problem.
A problem that will spiral dangerously out of control.
And I'll put up with you being a control freak.
It's horrible. He did not want to leave his children.
That's when things really started going haywire.
3 years after they meet, Frank and Kim Parker have a growing family and growing friction over how to care for their son, Graham.
Frank! Don't get all worked up.
We're just playing.
Well, it's nap time.
It's not nap time.
I said it's nap time.
What Frank once saw as assertiveness in Kim, he now sees as controlling.
Whatever you say, boss.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like you don't know.
Look, just because you can't do anything without being reminded 1,000 times.
Okay.
Just bickering type of thing of, you don't know what you're doing. That just would happen all the time, but that was Kim.
Soon, arguments are a daily occurrence in the Parker home.
Her patience would run out really quick.
So what do you want to do tonight? We can get a sitter.
I'm tired.
The perfect fit is faltering.
You're always tired.
Kim and Frank were different probably because he worked hard, he worked long hours, and she was not that type of person. She wanted to go and do things.
After months of frustration, Kim and Frank finally agree on something.
This isn't working. I think we need a change.
You can say that again.
How about we move back to Indiana?
What?
I've heard of a job there in a mill there, and it's a really good job. It pays really well. You could stay home, take care of the kids.
I could see Terry more often.
Yeah, of course you could. Come on, I know we can do this. We can do it.
Okay.
A fresh start to help them fall in love all over again. Kim quits her job and goes back to her home state with Frank.
Valparaiso is a really nice place. There's practically no crime. All the neighbors take care of each other. It's just very, very family-oriented.
The steel mills are a pretty popular place of employment. I know that the pay is good, the benefits are good, and I know that a lot of people are making a decent living working in the steel mills.
The new high-paying job at the mill and low cost of living means the young family can have a much better standard of living. And there's an added bonus to moving back to Indiana. Kim is reunited with Terry. The boy is settled into life with his grandmother, but regular visits are finally possible.
Here you go. Careful about the mess. It's a new carpet.
They're moving back here, and having all the kids together would have just been an added benefit. Frank was really excited. Terry was so much older than all the other kids, and they got along real good.
You're playing guitar? I'll teach you sometime, yeah?
I'm sure that Kim thought that that would be nice if they could all be together, do things together.
Definitely felt a more unified sense, like we definitely felt like a family more.
Frank settles into his new job and new life.
He loved his kids, definitely. I got that sense every minute. He talked about his kids.
And Kim shines as a stay-at-home mom.
Not until you've taken a shower.
Yeah, I know the rules. Unless you want a shower too.
No. Shower now. Oh.
She was a very good housekeeper, very meticulous in keeping her home clean.
Shortly after settling in, Kim gives birth to their daughter, Jenny.
They wanted a girl, and they were both just thrilled.
I'm worried that Frank and Kim are making some mistakes here. First of all, they relocate thinking that it's going to give them this fresh start, and yet moving in and of itself is challenging. Finding new employment in and of itself is challenging. Then they bring a new child into the picture, and so it seems to me like Frank and Kim are sort of adding and compounding stressor onto stressor onto stressor right now.
A fresh start can invigorate and excite a relationship, which is good. However, these two have moved, but they have brought themselves with them. And because they haven't changed, those problems will begin to surface again. In a relationship, there are unspoken rules based on what has happened in the past. And because Frank has been passive in the past and let Kim be in control, she is expecting that she will get to stay in control.
Months after moving to Indiana, the change of scenery seems to be just what the doctor ordered.
They looked just like a normal family to me. I just thought, oh, this is working out. They're happy.
But this second honeymoon doesn't last.
They were trying to get things together and work at building a future together, and then unfortunately, things had not worked out as planned.
Now that Kim has the perfect house, she's determined to keep it that way.
Oh, whoa, babe, come on your boots. I just washed the floor.
Excuse me.
She just wanted things organized a certain way. She liked the home well kept and clean.
She would get very upset or angry about very minuscule things.
You know what? And keep them outside. They're all dirty.
All right.
The same issues they had in Florida make an ugly return.
She would just get to a point where she got bored. She wanted something different. She wanted to do something different, be with different people.
Want to go out? We can get a sitter, see a movie.
I mean, you know how hard my job is? No, I want to spend time with the kids.
But we haven't done anything in ages.
Kim had felt that she was being held down. It was getting very volatile really quick.
You're a slob, a lazy slob. All you ever want to do is play guitar.
So deal with it! Not put up with you being a control freak! Oh.
Frank and Kim's fighting when the kids were in the home was not good.
And that's when things really started going haywire.
So sick of this crap!
They would have arguments that would rise to the point of yelling, screaming, never to the point of anything physical.
I was upset, and he just took me out and sat me in his lap in the driver's seat. I remember him sitting me in his lap and just letting me hold the steering wheel.
Even with all the fighting,
Kim?
Frank wants to make the marriage work.
Frank was the kind of person that wanted to stick it out no matter what. He thought he could change somebody, and he really thought it would work.
Let's talk about this.
But Kim has other plans.
Kim.
And they don't include Frank.
You could just see he was in anguish.
I think he was obsessed with her. He was stalking us.
After 5 years together, the differences between Frank and Kim Parker are tearing them apart.
Babe, check these guys out. Don't they look awesome? Take a picture of us. What's going on? What's wrong?
I met with a lawyer today.
What? What for?
I filed for divorce.
Frank wanted a family. He wanted the mother and the father and the children to be happy. And I'm sure that really bothered him that wasn't going to happen.
Kids, can you go wait for me outside?
He wanted those kids to have two parents. And no matter how hard it got, Frank wanted to keep trying.
I don't get it. Just like that? Can we try to work something out?
It's too late, Frank. It's over.
Frank agrees to move out and covers all of Kim's and the children's living expenses until the divorce is settled.
It's horrible. Yeah, he did not want to leave his children.
I think it's arguable that the divorce and separation will be harder on Frank because, in a sense, he's lost more. Frank was always a guy who was sort of more introverted. His world probably was more comprised of his wife and children, where now he's losing his wife, he's losing a lot of time with the children, where Kim has always seemed to be more extroverted, more social. She probably has an easier time building a social support system outside of her primary relationship. She's also got the kids with her more of the time.
Kim and Frank weren't on the same page when they were together, and they're certainly not going to be on the same page while they're apart. And so part of what we're going to start to see is that power struggle of who is going to win and who's going to get their way.
And yet they still have to co-parent 2 kids together. That is going to be a big challenge.
The divorce is tough on both Frank and Kim. But Kim finds solace by talking out her problems with other divorcees.
Kim was in a support group that was through her church. She met other women there. She also met her friend Donna there.
Kim and Donna grow especially close.
They would go shopping together. They would do a lot of things, sit and chit-chat about everyday life that you would do with your best friend.
Donna eventually introduces Kim to Paul Thompson.
Paul Thompson was Donna's boyfriend, and he hung around Donna. He was sort of the mascot for the women's support group. He would, move refrigerators. He would do literally some of the heavy lifting for some of these women who no longer had a husband or a boyfriend in their life.
While Kim is surrounded by love and support, Frank is all alone, and he's not happy about it. Kim now has primary custody of their kids, Graham and Jenny, and Frank has limited visitation.
His self-esteem was about as low as it could possibly be.
The only joy Frank has left are his visits with the kids.
They were his life. And if those children were not around, he seemed kind of down in the dumps. But once those children were around, he had this spark in his eye like his life had just begun.
Mom! Wanna go get her?
Frank accuses Kim of cutting his visits short.
Hello.
Hey, you're an hour early.
Well, I have things to do. Haven't these kids had a bath yet?
You're early. I haven't had time.
Okay. Come on, guys.
Frank longs for more time with them, but Kim doesn't feel he's a good role model.
He's such a slob. I don't want him anywhere near my kids. Like every time I come over, the place is such a disaster.
Kimberly was alleging that Frank had a dirty house, that there were some hygiene issues, that the kids were dirty. Kimberly did not want Frank Parker to have any involvement in the lives of their children.
But Frank isn't going to give up his children without a fight. He wants equal time with his kids.
Frank wanted his children. He wanted his children to know that they had a dad that loved them and that he wanted to be involved in their lives.
Because they're my kids, too. I mean, she's lying.
Frank lawyers up.
I don't care how much it costs. I'll find the money.
And it costs him every cent he has.
He sacrificed. You could tell the man was sacrificing so he could get through this. A lot of times he didn't eat. You'd never seen him with ever new clothes or anything like that.
Frank and Kim were getting along terribly during the custody battle.
Yeah, why the hell can't you be here on time?
Be happy I let you see my kids at all.
Yeah, why are you doing this to me? To them?
And it was just horrible, the way they fought and fought and fought.
After 3 years of difficult negotiations, the divorce is finalized. Kim retains custody of the kids, and Frank still gets regular visits. It's not what either side wants.
Obviously, he was angry. He was also dishing out for attorneys and outrageous attorney fees because he had always had to have an attorney. And so he always felt that it was unfair, and he was angry.
To make matters worse, Kim never brings the kids on time.
Frank would say, I only have so much time with my children, and I want to enjoy every time I can with them. And every time she comes here, they're later and later and later.
Frank decides enough is enough. He goes to Kim's house to confront her.
What the hell's going on?
He was swearing at her and saying that she should have been there on time.
I'm just running a little late.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so sick of your crap.
He immediately grabbed a hold of her arm.
Hey, let go of me!
And I stepped outside the door.
Don't you touch her.
Leave her alone.
It's at this point that Frank meets Kim's new boyfriend, Dean, a supervisor at a local manufacturing plant.
Oh, he probably would not have been real happy to know that his 5-year-old daughter and 8-year-old son were with a man that Frank didn't know.
He seemed to be angry with her because she didn't want any part of him anymore.
Frank decides to find out more about Dean and Kim any way he can.
One time he actually entered my gated residence when I was out with Kim. He had to be following us that evening. We had just gotten out of my vehicle and we were going to be heading into the house when he flew up into my driveway. He was out of control.
Where the hell are the kids?
They're with the sitter.
No, you should be in the home with the kids, not catting around with this moron.
Oh, yeah? Say it to my face.
Yeah? Oh, you want to come here so I can kick your ass?
You think you can?
And he actually threatened me that if I continued to see Kim, that he would...
Kill you! I'll kill you both!
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. You better watch it. I'll get you next time.
Frank leaves them alone, but only temporarily.
At that point is when I obtained a weapon.
We don't have murders here very often. I mean, murder is a big deal.
After Frank Parker discovers his ex-wife, Kim, has a new boyfriend, Dean, he follows them home and threatens them. Kim always thought Frank was moody. Now she's convinced he's dangerous, something she tells everyone who will listen.
I'm terrified. Like, if Dean hadn't been there, I think he might have tried to kill me. Now, he's a monster. I swear to you, I do not feel safe with my kids with him. He's an absolute monster.
Frank, on the other hand, is finally ready to move on. After the incident with Dean, Frank meets Kathy Whitmer. They bond over the fact that she is also recently divorced from her ex-husband, Steve. But her experience wasn't nearly as bad.
When I first met Frank, he was going through a hard time. My relationship with Frank progressed very quickly. It just clicked. We literally fed off each other, essentially. It was hot, it was steamy, it was fun, it was caring.
You could just see he was gaining his self-esteem. He was feeling better about himself. When I found out he had a girlfriend, I was like, all right, you know, finally.
Strangely, with the tables turned, Kim isn't happy. Not at all.
She was jealous of Frank being with Kathy had destroyed her. She was going to get even.
Kim's so jealous that she takes things into her own hands.
Kim would pull a lot of stunts.
Kim would start calling her at work, harassing her.
Kathy, now you listen to me, okay? Watch it, bitch. Frank isn't what he seems.
Listen to me. Save your breath. Stop calling me.
Kim doesn't stop there. She calls Kathy's boss directly and starts telling stories about her.
Hi, I'd like to talk to the head nurse, please.
They were calling me to the office saying that she had been calling and reporting all kinds of things about me, just trying to get me in trouble.
Kathy loses her job and blames Kim.
I'd worked at that job for anywhere between 8 and 10 years. I was angry, and I felt that I had every right to be angry.
Kim's harassment of Kathy doesn't stop with menacing phone calls.
Kim had gone over to my ex-husband Steve's house to try to break us up.
No, Steve.
Steve would call me all upset because now he's worried about his own children.
Look, I don't care. Just keep him away from my kids.
Steve, it's Kim. She's just making things up.
What? What's wrong?
It's Kim. She contacted my ex and told him that you shouldn't be with the kids.
What?
God, calm down. Frank!
Come on, go in the car. Let's go. You know, because of you, she lost her job. You stay out of my life.
Then, Kim expresses even graver concerns.
Frank got a call from the attorney, his attorney, and said that you cannot go pick up your children because Kim has accused you of molesting your old daughter.
Yeah?
She was relating to the women in her support group, as well as the courts, that she believed that Frank was abusing their children.
I'm afraid to leave him alone with the kids. He's been touching them.
I could not believe it. I thought this can't be the Frank Parker I know. Oh my gosh.
Frank is denied all visitation rights while the investigation takes place.
An evaluator was appointed, and that evaluator was able to go through each of Kim and Frank's lives with a fine-tooth comb.
It was crushing. It tore him up.
Months go by.
You could just see he was in anguish. You could see the stress he was under. You could see it.
In the end, Frank is cleared. Kim's allegations are deemed to be totally false.
There was never any evidence of any molesting.
If she could convince people that Frank was harming their children, then she could get what she wanted, which would have been full custody.
It was just another ploy to try to win custody of these children.
Come on. Let's go.
For years, Kim has gotten her way, but things are about to change.
At that point, the custody evaluator had seen Kim's behavior, had heard about Kim's allegations, and by September of 2001, the custody evaluator had decided that Kim was not in a position to be the custodial parent of those two kids.
The judge is so outraged by her false allegations and her other behavior that she loses custody of her children.
She had gone from a situation where Frank was paying her a couple $100s a week as child support to now having no child support from Frank, and in fact, Kim owing him support.
Oh, hi, Terry. Well, you know. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, how could they do that? Now, how could they take those kids away from their mother?
Kim's life was ruined once Frank got custody of those children. Her life, as far as she's concerned, was over.
I swear to God, Terry, this is not the way it's supposed to be working out at all. I hate him. I hate him.
Kim is devastated and angry.
Kim had decided that the system was wronging her. She deserved to have custody of those kids.
All right.
Frank finally has what he wants.
Here we go.
He was elated. He had fought so hard for his children, and he finally said, I finally won.
Kim is allowed to visit with the kids, but only for 3 hours a week, under strict supervision, at a community-run center known as Family House.
Those kids were her life. She loved those kids dearly, and it just set her over the edge.
Kim escalated this custody battle to levels that are above and beyond what is appropriate or acceptable, and had absolutely no regard for her children, which is part of why I believe she ended up not having custody of them, because the courts determined that she wasn't looking out for their safety whatsoever.
Kim goes completely scorched earth on Frank in their custody dispute when she does the most despicable thing that a custody litigant can do, which is to accuse the other litigant falsely of having abused their child. I think that's about the most hurtful, despicable allegation that could be made against any parent. And so it's deeply concerning, not only about the abusive effect on the kids, but also about the effect on Frank's psychological status to me.
I am worried about Frank and his state of mind at this point. Even though he has gotten the kids and he feels like he's won, he may want to retaliate.
It's a gray winter day when Frank drops off his kids for their weekly supervised visit with Kim.
Finally. Why are you late again?
I have things to do.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, God.
Goodbye, kids. All right? You be nice to your mom, okay?
Hey, what you doing? That looks fun.
Hours pass.
I remember me and my sister asking where my father was, and then time got later and later, and then next thing you know, it was dark out.
The visitation period was only supposed to be approximately 2 hours, and ultimately, Frank didn't show up to pick up the kids.
Family house staff call Kathy, Frank's emergency contact.
It was family house, and they had said that Frank had not shown up for his children. And I said, are you sure? Because Frank was never late, and Frank lived for those children. I said, something is not right. And I started frantically calling. I'd call and hang up, call and hang up. And I do not know how many times I kept trying to call him saying, you know, you're worrying me. What's going on? You haven't picked up the kids. And I packed my kids into the car, and I went over to his house. And so I went to turn the handle, and the handle turned. So I opened up the door, and I remember thinking, something is not right. There was Frank, and he was laying on his stomach. I went by him just really slow, looking at him, and I'm seeing blood and brain matter embedded in the walls. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Indiana State Police emergency. Yes, I need to go home with Operation Police Department, please. Okay, what's the matter? My boyfriend. I opened up and he was dead on the floor. Okay. How old is he?
Police rush to the scene.
He was laying face down on the living room floor. There was a gunshot wound to his head. I also observed what appeared to be several puncture wounds, in his back, and also a brick just off to the side of his head.
Frank Parker has been brutally murdered.
I remember just feeling that the world basically was over.
The police officer said, you know who could have done this? And I said, absolutely. It was probably Kim.
But police quickly determine it couldn't have been her.
This is Kim Baldwin.
Yeah, hi.
I'm sorry to report that Frank Parker, your ex-husband, was found murdered earlier today in his house.
Oh my God. I don't understand. No. What do you mean he's dead?
Kim Baldwin had an alibi. She was at the family house visiting her 2 children when the murder took place.
If Kim didn't carry out this horrific act of violence, who did? Police explore all the other possibilities, and it turns out there are quite a few.
You killed Frank Parker.
They kept telling him over and over and over, you did this, we know you did it.
The police were interested in to see just how much animosity there was between Frank and Kathy's ex-husband.
After a nasty divorce, Frank Parker has been brutally murdered. His ex-wife Kim has motive, but also an airtight alibi.
It was just a process of elimination from the beginning, and just eliminating people as possible suspects.
There are at least 3 people who have had conflicts with Frank. Steve, the ex-husband of Frank's girlfriend, Kathy.
That was one lead that the police were interested in following up on to see just how much animosity there was between Frank and Kathy's ex-husband.
Steve was at work all day and is never considered a serious suspect. Then there's Kim's boyfriend, Dean, who did have a serious run-in with Frank.
I'll kill you both! Get the hell out of here!
I think I was considered a person of interest was because I dated Kim for 4.5 years. And I think that had maybe a play in it.
Like Steve, Dean has an alibi and no motive. He and Kim broke up about a year before Frank's murder. Then there's Terry, Kim's firstborn son, who's hauled into the station and questioned for hours.
Terry was told by Kim that Frank was a bad person and abusive and all these types of things, and I think he supported his mother.
Let's start over. You killed Frank Parker.
I didn't kill him.
But Terry didn't have anything to do with it. His alibi eventually checks out. Police let him go. Just 2 days into the investigation, police have hit a brick wall. And then they get an unexpected visit.
A friend of Kim Baldwin volunteered to come in and share information.
It's Donna, Kim's friend from the divorce support group. She witnessed a shocking conversation between Kim Baldwin and an entirely new suspect in the case.
Want to get a smoke?
And that's when the first name of Finley Paul Thompson came up.
Curious to know what Kim and her boyfriend are talking about, Donna follows them and listens in on their conversation.
Do you know anyone who would, you know?
You can't just trust anyone with something like this.
Yeah. What about you? Could you kill him?
Donna was, I think at the time, maybe thinking, you know what, it's all talk. You know, it's not, she's really not going to do this. I mean, it's too far-fetched, it's too drastic. But then when, you know, Frank turns up dead, you know, that whole thing changed for her.
Police bring Paul Thompson in for questioning.
He confessed to the entire incident.
She took me there because she wanted me to get the thorn out of her side.
Paul Thompson tells police exactly how he did it. But the question remains, why? Why would he murder the ex-husband of a friend he knew only peripherally?
I'm afraid to leave him alone with the kids.
Kim was telling him that Frank was molesting the two children.
That really made Paul angry because Paul indicated that he had been a victim of abuse as a child.
I'll pay you. I'll pay you.
She was going to pay Paul Thompson $10,000 to kill Frank.
By having Frank killed, Kim was going to be able to get her children back.
Why are you late again?
I have things to do.
Yeah, sure.
On the day of her supervised visit, Kim puts her plan into motion.
She knew Frank wouldn't be there. She also knew that Frank didn't lock his back door.
Get down on the ground! All right. Face down! Okay. All right.
And that's when Thompson fired the shot and shot Frank in the head.
But Paul doesn't think the shot was enough to kill him.
He said that Frank was making some noises. So he found a screwdriver. And stabbed Frank 6 times in the back. He then went out the back door and he grabbed one of the bricks and threw the brick at Frank's head.
The whole time, Kim is with her kids, surrounded by witnesses.
She found the perfect person to actually carry through with the horrible plot that she had for her ex-husband.
He's been touching them. Who knows what else he might do?
She was very manipulative and just pretty cold-hearted individual.
She would stop at nothing to pretty much get what she wanted.
Kim is a sociopath because she doesn't care about anybody else.
I called Kim Picasso because she was so twisted and distorted. You never quite knew what she was gonna do.
It ultimately looks like Kim wanted to win more than anything else. And after trying a bunch of different attempts to take Frank down and failing at all of them, she decided that there would really be only one way to truly take him down, and that would be to have him killed.
When Kim falsely accused Frank of abusing their child, we saw that Kim's selfishness and impulsivity really had very few limits. And so in that light, it's not that surprising that when she didn't succeed at getting Frank sort of extricated from her life once and for all, that she would then escalate to the next level.
People with personality disorders have a history of unstable relationships. They tend to be impulsive. They tend to lack remorse or empathy. And I believe that that represents Kim. And so she was able to justify this behavior because she didn't have any emotional feelings about it, and it served her selfish desires.
5 months later, Paul Thompson pleads guilty to murder and is eventually sentenced to 85 years in prison. Kim is also found guilty of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and aiding in murder. She too is sentenced to 85 years. However, Kim maintains her innocence. Frank and Kim's kids go to live with different family members, but still they long for their father.
Frank loved his children. Frank lived for his children, and eventually he ultimately died for his children.
I want my father to be remembered as, you know, a caring, loving father. I can remember just spending that time with him, and it didn't seem like anything else mattered.